John Rahm and Ryan Palmer are going beast mode with the Skittles. Welcome to Caddy Corner. DP and I were talking about our epic fails on Sundays throughout our tour career. Well, Jerry Kelly did not have any epic fails on Sunday in the Ally Championship as he got his second win of the year in Grand Blanc, Michigan, and Eric Meller was the caddy that got him into the winner's circle. He joins us now. Eric, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you fellas doing?
Great.
Awesome.
Appreciate your time. Second win of the year. It's been an interesting year for you guys.
It has. It's been an interesting road out here on the Champions Tour, kind of getting used to it, and we both absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Talk to anybody that doesn't love it yet.
How winning more regularly does that to an athlete.
Checks with an extra zero are pretty cool, aren't they?
I might have to actually practice a little bit and try this whole senior tour thing in a couple of years.
I tell you what, I applaud you for giving him the effort, but you will realize real quickly we have a lot of fun out here. It is very laid back. Guys hang out, guys do dinner together, they chat during Sunday rounds, but the competition, as you can tell by scores, is ridiculous. And it took us a little frustration early on to realize just how good it was.
All right, well, that pretty much takes care of that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
68s aren't very good out there, man. You got to shoot 199 every week at least to be in the conversation. It's crazy.
Yeah, 68s do you a lot of good in the senior U.S. Open. That's where you'll survive a little bit with a or more like a 70 on a 7 or 68 on a par 70. But yeah, it's really good. The guy, and you know, this was a misconception. I think it's probably a misconception to a lot of people. We do not play 6,500 yards with pins in the middle. These guys are shooting these scores from probably generally somewhere around 7,000 yards. And I mean, pins are tucked 3 from the right, 3 behind it, 3 over a bunker. It's really impressive golf.
Yeah, I mean, you just played a golf course that we played on tour forever. There in Grand Blanc, there at Flint. And,
yep.
I mean, the scoring was the same, and you didn't move up many tees, did you?
No, not really. Occasionally what I think they did, we got some rain early in the week. Occasionally what they'll do, especially if they want to see a little action, is we had some really long par 5s there at Grand Blanc, and, they'll move it up 25 yards from the very back edge of the tee on a 580 par 5 or something to kind of give you guys, you got a little wind. It's finally firmed up a little bit by Sunday to kind of give guys a chance to go. But it's really good golf, man. That's all I can say.
This looks like a 1998 leaderboard on the PGA Tour is what it looked like. Jerry Kelly, Woody Austin, Tim Petrovic, Steve Flesch, David Toms, Retief Goose, and Tom Byram. I mean, every time I look at one of these, I think back, oh, my God, are we at the BC Open or something? This is crazy.
I tell you what, well, and we go to – it's really fun. We go to where we played in Tucson. Now we're back here in Grand Blanc. And it's kind of, as a caddy that came out in 1996 with Andrew McGee, it's kind of fun to come back to these. Now, obviously, the game on the PGA Tour has changed so much with, all these young guys growing up watching Tiger and learning to swing out of their shoes no matter what they weigh. I mean, Justin Thomas and his size and John Rahm and his size, all these guys different sizes that bomb it. But it's cool coming back and basically being over 50 set, but kind of playing like we did back then with the equipment changes. It's really cool.
I was going to ask you that. So from 1996 to 2018, now we've got guys that were 24, 25 years old. Now they're 50, 55 years old. How are the yardages different? Are you guys hitting the same clubs?
Actually, I think we are. Yeah. It's the ball improvements, all these different things. I think a lot of them, 150 for a lot of guys is still a pretty given a standard conditions, is kind of an 8-iron. I kind of always remember that,
Yep.
Wow. How long have you guys been together? It might be the longest kind of duo, tandem team.
As a perfect number would happen currently, if anyone that knows Jerry Kelly well know he has 13 on his bag. Well, we have now our 13th anniversary was in June.
Wow.
So we are top to the 13-year mark.
You made it past 50% of the marriages on tour.
Made it far past 50% of the marriages in the United States.
Well, that's true too. Normally, if you make it 13, you have a little better chance of making it. Excuse me, the rest of the way. We all know Jerry Kelly plays with, I don't know, what's the word? Some ticks, I guess you can say. I've never seen a man with more body movement that hits a shot 2 or 3 feet from the hole in the air. I mean, some of these wedge shots that he hit, you'd have thought he shanked it out of bounds and they land a foot from the hole. How long is it? I mean, it's 13 years now, so I'm sure you're completely used to it, but I'm sure you guys fool some of the fans out there.
Oh my gosh. The best is when I get to floor caddy, and I can remember at a time that you guys know Innisbrook, it's a good solid golf course there in Tampa, and the guys love playing it, but it's got some tight fairways, and I believe it's 10, 11, 12, the long par 5 kind of going out. I was floor caddying there, and, so I'm under some trees. I've got volunteers around me. I've got other players, and I can see Jerry, and he does one of his patented, hits it, and he's leaning and ticking him. He's doing like waist bends. You think he was up there exercising. And these guys are all panicking. They're like, oh, my gosh, is it coming here? What's going to happen? I said, guys, this is going to land right in the middle of the fairway. Trust me. On cue, it lands dead in the middle of the fairway, rolls out another 15 yards. And I said, there's nothing to worry about. That's just Jerry Kelly. It wasn't an absolute perfect strike, so he's got to twitch over it.
That's fantastic stuff.
To add to that story, this year we've often played with Aaron Rodgers there in Pebble Beach. Well, he really wanted to play with Ho-Sung Choi from, as you guys know, the Fisherman Swing. Well, those two together might have been the most movement between Jerry and Ho-Sung that I've ever seen in two golfers in the history of the game. There can't be two more that move as much as those.
I know that Jerry had tweeted out my long lost brother and showed a picture of Ho-Sung Choi dancing around after he hit a shot, and I was like, man, that dude makes you look like Wayne Levy.
Oh yeah, it was really a fun week. It was a great week, and he was a great guy. And yes, it gave Jerry kind of just handed over, the trophy to him. He's like, you win. You
kind of dipped into that lead that Scott McCarron has. I know it's a massive lead that he has. What's the game plan moving forward? Just chip away as much as you can till you get to the playoffs?
Well, and I think Jerry mentioned that in, after winning some of his interviews. Let's face it, Scott McCarron, is not going to finish the way he did Sunday very often. Scott's one of our good friends out there. We play with him a lot. And, so he afforded us a little bit bigger chunk by not finishing second or third or something. But like you guys say, I mean, I think I saw it today. It's like $492,000. And let's face it, we're not making $1 million checks out here by winning. So making up that gap requires winning. It's all you can do is, like Jerry said, go out and try to win every week. And from here on out, and close the gap as much as possible. And then you've got a little better chance, once our playoffs start where, the dollar figures double as far as points go, where, you can make up some room there, hopefully. But, Scott's obviously having a great year, and we expect it to be a really tough race. And we just got to there's only one thing we can do, and that's try to win every week.
Well, that's the whole thing.
It's the only thing we have a chance to catch the guy. So.
Yeah, it's hard to catch him even if he didn't play. That's how well he's played this year. And you guys are right there in the number 2 slot right now. I mean, it's really impressive what he's done. He's kind of putting a little Bernhard year together. What happened to Bernhard? Is he finally catching up with his age a little bit? Bernie.
What, he's only won twice this year?
Yeah. I mean, is that insane?
The guy just turned 62, remember? And
I know.
Twice. What is he, 3rd or 4th on the list? Or maybe he's 4th. I don't know. I know he's up there somewhere.
I think he's 4th. He was 4th a couple weeks ago.
I know he like Jerry, has missed a few events earlier on due to some injury and things like that. So, which is a rarity. In my short time out here, I hadn't seen the guy hurt at all. So, maybe a little bit, but gosh, the guy's just amazing.
Yeah, rough year. 2 wins out of 16 events, $1.334 million, and sits in 5th place on the Charles Schwab Cup money list. So, yep, really struggling.
Your own question.
6 events left for the end of the year for the Schwab Cup. There's 6 more events. Are you going to play them all? Are you guys?
We are playing them all.
Does he take a week off unless he's hurt?
Yeah, he does. He does actually. We had a really good, tough stretch there with obviously the win in Madison was amazing. Not just winning there, but from the lows of bogey in 18, thinking it's over when, a 2-time major winner Retief hits one in there close, and obviously local hero Steve Stricker hits one in close on 18 in regulation. Neither of them make it, getting through that playoffs, winning it there, and then following it up by, hey, by the way, that was awesome, and I know that's a lifelong dream to win in Wisconsin. We've got to go play the U.S. Senior Open. So, and we've been knocking on the door already, and obviously, that was another emotional week, playing really good and finishing second to Stricker there at the U.S. Senior Open. Traveling across the pond to the Open Championship. We played a lot of stretch in this tour with having all those majors jammed in there where we are playing 4 days again and things like that. We took a break. We did not end up going to Endicott this year just to to give it a little bit of a rest. So he'll scatter 1 or 2 in there if need be, just to give the body a break and give the mind a break again. And then obviously it worked out. We came back and played well.
Well, you guys have played well a bunch this year. Keep up the great work. We appreciate the time, and hopefully we'll do this again before the end of the year, my friend.
I would love it. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys.
Thanks, E.
All right, Eric
It's
Miller,
good
everybody. Big E. That's
well, he's Little E. Remember Big E?